Okay, these are the first two roof panels in position, and I'm quite pleased with them. They were really hard to make, much harder than I thought, much heavier than I thought, but I hope it works. This is the flashing here. There's another piece of Velcro buried in there, and then pull that over. I've got this kind of curl sewn on into the edge, so that in theory the Velcro pushes down, and then that curl should be hard against the PVC plastic, whatever it's called, vinyl. On this one, it's about an inch back, which is probably too far, so I'm going to brought it a bit forward on some of the others, well, on the next ones, so that it should just clamp right down there, and then that curl causes it to just press hard against the vinyl. And I think that'll be a very good seal, personally. And then if water gets past that, it's got the 2 inches of Velcro to get past, uphill. Then when it gets to the top of the hill, yeah, well, we'll see. I hope it doesn't. Anyway, this one here, it's gone slightly wrong. It's not quite as wide as it should be. I need to probably have to attach more Velcro onto the edge of that. Quite hard to glue Velcro onto vinyl, but you know, so long as that's done pretty well, I think it'll be all right. So that's them on the outside. This is what they look like on the inside. One of them's had a coat of teak oil, the other hasn't. That's how they are at the top. One's better than the other. But one of them I could get to the bolt, the other I can't because of the support for the hub. So I like the two-tone, but anyway, I'd probably all get oiled in the end. There's the first mutation of a retaining fillet of wood there. It's got another bit of wood behind it because it's not quite right in the right place. So I've made almost all of the bits of vinyl for the rest of them, the ones that are solid. There's a load of them down there where the one side with the flashing side with the curl on the vinyl, there's a bunch of those, plus one that's the pattern. And then that leaves two sections where the skylights are in them, and then these three over the door. I decided to crack on with these now, partly because I started to worry about running out of the vinyl, which we've had 2 rolls of this. We've had 100 meters of this 2 meter wide vinyl. So, you know, that's quite a lot, and it's running out. So I'm not totally sure it will have enough. So I decided to crack on with these ones first. And also I have had a look on Lowe's, and they have got a roll up there on clearance. So I'll probably get that on Monday. There we are. So what I'm going to do right now, I've had a reasonably okay time sewing those. It take forever, but at least it's, you know, I've made a few, so I knew what I was doing. And then now it's back to the bespoke fitting again. So I'm going to taking out the section over the door, and I'm going to do the plywood insulation vinyl treatment on that, and then put it back up and proceed to the more awkward ones. Unfortunately, when I went round and reduced the size of these panels to make them fit well, I did a good job of making them fit well, but I didn't leave enough to deal with the extra bulk caused by the vinyl and the Velcro, which is more than I thought it would be, plus it's baggier than I thought it would be, so it takes up more space than I thought it would do. So from here on in, part of the process of each frame being made straighter and more uniform, they will also have to be shortened slightly. So take a slice out of one of these, rejoin them, which is, you know, a tiny bit frustrating because I've already been round and done that. And at the time, I remember commenting on whether I'd taken enough and whether I had to do it again, and I have got to do it again. But this job is taking longer and longer, and every time I get towards a stage where I think it's going to be simpler, it becomes far more difficult. Much more difficult. So I don't know. So I've had to adopt a new philosophy now, which is to just proceed in the most harmonious and ripple-free way. Do not allow frustration or bad thoughts, especially about people, to interfere with things. And there we go. So it's beautiful, isn't it? And yeah, so I can't really, I'm making up the finer details as I go along and realizing things, and none of it makes it easier. Well, occasionally something that I realize makes it easier, but most of the time it's like, oh my God, I'll have to think of another angle that I hadn't done before, which mainly means buy more stuff like varnish and stuff like that to make things sealed, so that even if water does get in, like say for instance condensation, sweating up there in this wooden frame, even though it's good wood to cope with it, you know, if I don't coat up the insides of all the plywood, even though it's never supposed to get wet, you know, if I don't, it's supposed to last 20 years, this, so I can't miss those steps, and they take a long time, and there we are. Anyway, so it is moving on. It's just very slow. Doesn't it look lovely just at the moment when the workbench is empty? Ah, beautiful. Okay, good luck to everybody.